Okay,
Yes, we're
well,
ready.
yeah, welcome. Today we have a very exciting topic. It's a building personal brand. I wish we decided to put this topic as the first one, but the reason we didn't, that was like would be a very logical step to have personal brand as a first lecture or first call. But the reason we didn't do because a lot of people kind of don't understand what is a personal brand. It's not like a very catchy subject, That's why we like first we talk about whole program and then we talk about resume or LinkedIn, which people understand and they really appreciate that. But personal brand is kind of not very clear topic, and I want before we start, I want to do very like quick exercise, or not really exercise. Was since we have like a very small team today, is I would say a very safe coaching environment. I'm going to ask you like some coaching questions. Arna also can participate as a certified coach. Yeah, imagine situations that you are sitting in meeting, and we all corporate people, yeah. So we are sitting in corporate meeting. We have like team meeting, like not small team, a big team meeting, or I don't know, Hanto meeting. It doesn't matter. It's like big meeting. And at a certain point, you decide to step out from this meeting, maybe to grab coffee, I don't know, like drink water or something. You left the room, and what happening now? People are one of your coworkers asking, let's say you Aidana or Anwar or Sultanat, asking, one person asking second person, who is Anwar or who is Aidana, who is Sultanat? And the question I have here, guys, how do you think, how would, like another coworker who knows you a little bit would describe you in one or two words? Imagine this situation. You left the room and somebody asking, who is Aigul? Who is she? What do you think? How would your coworkers describe you in one or two words? So I'm gonna like kind of give you a chance to think about that. I'm gonna like, sorry guys, I'm gonna interrogate you today. I don't know. What do you think? You left the room and somebody
Think
asked about
if we
you.
are in a meeting, if we are
Yeah,
in a meeting,
yeah. You left the
I
room
think
and somebody asking about you. Who's Aidana?
maybe I would say the position,
So
like
it's
she's
yes.
holding administrative manager or something like this.
Okay. Yeah. Fair
Maybe
enough.
first of all, she's working in this department, or she's
Okay.
responsible for that. Maybe like that. I don't know.
Well, that's a good answer. I like that. So one of the ways you would mention your role, and maybe she would describe what you're doing in your department. Okay, okay. What do you think, Anmar? What would be answer about you? You left the room?
I think it depends, but in general, if uh, these are my colleagues, most probably they would say that this is the guy who is supportive, who is a resource person, and maybe just nice guy. I don't know.
Okay,
This is
yeah,
my personal brand.
yeah, yeah. So they would be what you're saying. They would be focusing on your personal skills. Yeah. Okay. Who wants to like participate? Who wants to try to one more person, and we'll move further. Who wants to step in? Maybe Aigul or Sultanat. Yeah, I understand. It's not easy question. It's a coaching question. So I don't know. Yeah, I'll try to apply for myself. It depends, of course, which venue is going to be like my previous work or something. So I will step out and somebody will ask who is down, and maybe somebody will hopefully will tell he's a project manager, or maybe somebody will tell he's a coach, or maybe somebody will say, hell, I don't know. He's like a he's bullshit guy. I don't know. Yeah, but I'm joking, of course. My goal, if people should be clear describing me. So that's all about personal brand. As you can see on my screen, personal brand is like combination of two you know, like two circles in this particular case. First one, when we ask ourselves, how do you see yourself? That's number one question. And I know for some people, like some people are having like multiple hats, like myself, like maybe like couple hats. Some people like have don't have any idea, but some people are very clear the way they see it. And second part is, how do others see you? That's question number two. Remember about this meeting question? How do others see you? So we can basically answer the question if we have a personal brand, if we have this overlap. So if I, for example, if I see myself as a software developer or like, or let's say software developer. So if I step out the room and other person will be asking about me and say, hey, he's a very good developer. He built some projects for us. That's like imagination, or maybe coach. So if people like, if it's overlaps, the way I see myself and the way other people are me, that's going to be my personal brand. That's my goal. I see some chat box people. Yeah, very similar to reputation. Yeah, in Russian words, we often use reputation. But it's, you know, it's a fantastic comment. Thank you for this comments, because Sultan is asking, is it similar to, yeah, for the people who are watching this in as a recording, just clarifying that Sultan make a comment that is it similar to reputation? It is very similar to reputation, but there is some like a little bit difference. It's wider than the reputation, and why is that? I'm going to explain on my next slide. Because let's step back and to like dive in our reality now in our old premises, you know, like let's say, I remember, you know, I think most of you remember this time 20 years ago, or 10, or even 10, 15 years ago, or, you know, people like me, I would say like not too young people, they remember time when like we don't have a lot of commercial, like if you were, the main commercial would be TV commercial, like Coca-Cola, expensive cars, and would be really watching that and considering like it's a very reliable piece of information, because we don't have any like sources of commercial. Big brand basically dominate market. It's going to be like anything, yeah, like I mentioned, Coca-Cola or cars or something, and we trust TV commercial. Another important thing, when we did business those days, every decision, even 5-10 years ago, I would say any decision, I remember doing like oil and gas project, any decision we do in oil and gas, what we did, we tried to analyze what happened in past. So if I built the same plant 20 years ago, it was like $300 million, and I would expect with like inflation factor, it's going to be like the same ballpark project. It's not only oil and gas, everywhere. If we try to predict future, we analyze past. That was the reality. And another, like I mentioned, company brand was really important. It's important to understand what brand company has. But now we're living is very different, in very different reality. We know no only small business, like fantastic example, ChatGPT. Yeah, it's ChatGPT is not big company. It used to be very small company. It's open source project. It's a charity project. Let's put it this way, non-profit project. And at certain point, ChatGPT was so innovative. It was ChatGPT's breakthrough projects. And eventually it successfully compete with big company like Google. Google, by the way, now in a very difficult situation, and people have a lot of question about Google. So, and it's only one example, but there are, you know, like a lot of examples that big brands compete with small businesses. And now as a consumers, if I want to buy something, if I want to like find a good doctor, if I want to find university, if I want to like for my kids, if I want whatever, so many other great example, I'm not gonna watch stupid TV commercial. I'm not gonna like Google search that, like check website or something. Most of the time I would try to listen other people opinion, I would probably, would be trusting some people I respect, like influencers. I mean, I don't like influencers as a word because a lot of influencers like not, it's kind of more not very reliable, but I know certain people I trust, and basically I'm gonna listen their opinion and before I make this consumer decision. And I know like within this career support group, a lot of people are paying attention to trying to build career about data and data analytics, and it is becoming like very hot topics because past is not really important now. It is important, but it's not as important as it was. Now, data and data analytics used to basically build our opinion about current situation, about future forecast. And last one, and topic of today's presentation, personal brands prevail. Is a great example, Elon Musk. If you see how many subscriber Tesla has, and compare how many subscriber Elon Musk has, so it's a huge difference. Elon Musk is more as a person is more attractive brand than Tesla or I don't know Twitter. It doesn't matter, like others. So one person like Elon Musk as a personal brand, he can change market situation. So, but it's all like a top level discussion. Let's talk about how basically it applies in our situation. And I know most of you are interested, or number one, to find a dream job, or number two, maybe have like a improvement in your professional development, have a more exciting opportunity in business or in personal life. So why personal brand is important? So there are like several good reasons for that. Number one is differentiation. So as you know, job market is so competitive. I know like just now, one of you told me, I am in the market already 6 months. Feel desperate. I feel my energy is down, which is totally understandable. So if you have a personal brand, it can help you stand out of your competitor. Your personal brand can showcase your unique skills and qualities. Number two, credibility, like reputation. As it was mentioned like a few seconds ago, your personal brand can help you establish your credibility. Of course, networking, we're going to spend a lot of time networking next week. So I just mentioned networking can help you to build good connection, trust. People will trust you. You will have great career opportunities. And basically, last one I love so much. If you have personal brand, you can put you in driver's seat. You can control your life. So it's not as a professional, you should develop your personal brand, and you find your way of doing that. I know a lot of people would be saying, yeah, I don't want to be like a social media person. I want to keep my low profile, which is totally fine. There are many ways of staying active. It's all about building your personal brand. And so I will mention, like, it's kind of a repetition, but if you have very strong, successful personal brand, you will have more business, more sales, more job offers. You don't have to look for job. I will talk about that. If you want to be successful in terms of being more influencer or have very strong reputation in the industry, you will speak in public, you will have higher fees. You can do a lot of business opportunity, partnership, media coverage. And this presentation, honestly speaking, is first time I was speaking about this particular slide. It's the same slide pack I had from 2019. Like I would say more than 100 people, maybe 200 people, had opportunity to listen to this presentation, watch this presentation. Out of this number, only like small percentage really tried to build a strong personal brand. But starting, like I'm doing that from 2019, working on my personal brand. I really enjoy the results of my personal brand. I'm not really now too much dependent on, of course I am dependent, but not very dependent on employers. So because I have speaking opportunities, I have opportunities to, if I want to like set up training course, I don't have to do a lot of marketing, pay for like paid promotion. Because I have strong presence in social media, I can just publish 1 or 2 posts and people will reach out and I have business opportunity to talk about. Yeah. So that's an example of me, and I'm doing this consistently the last 4 or 5 years. So, but you don't have to do my way. If your dream or like to stay active and have a reliable like income source and like be good professional, you just stay active in social media. We'll talk about today how to do it like in certain smart way, and you will gonna enjoy that. And I love this slide, which I'm also, I don't know, some of you maybe some of you who participate in my event like last few years, this slide I repeating every like year, once a year, how to never be jobless because I know some of you have no job now, and here is a strategy will keep you away from this situation in future. Of course, it's like investment, time investment. It is like it's not like you start doing that in 3 months you get a job. No, it's like slowly but surely, but you should really enjoy this process. First of all, you must decide what what market niche you're gonna occupy. What is your master, which skill set you're gonna master. So master your relevant skill set. It don't have to be 10 skill sets. It's maybe 3, 4 skill set, like project management. Yeah, I'm just bringing an example like project management, maybe like scheduling inside my project management area, maybe construction management, maybe some certain other. So you should decide what is your 3, 5 skills you must master as a professional. Then you build your portfolio. When I say portfolio, especially for IT people, it's easy. They do portfolio in GitHub. That's number one. What they need to have. Even if you are not IT, you should have your portfolio, like a project you successfully built. Slide pack you can show to your potential employers. You maybe have some links in your LinkedIn profile. We talked about that last week. Step number 3, you make yourself visible to the public. People should know you. You should be visible. Number 4, you should network to right people, especially in your professional niche, in your maybe like in your community. It doesn't matter which community, which professional area, but you should decide. That's all important to understand. What is your community? Where are you trying to shine? Yeah. And before we start this call, I talked to one of you, said, I'm doing this. I'm kind of working professional project management now. I'm more educational area. I'm kind of on the like on the fence. That's a huge problem. That's really it's kind of dividing your energy, your efforts. I'm not saying you should stop doing that. You never know, but you should be very mindful about that, especially if you're trying to find your job. You should be really mindful and decide what niche you're going to occupy. You're going to be project manager, or you're going to be professional educator. You're going to be, I don't know, data analyst. You're going to be administrator or marketing area. You should decide. After you set up your networking, and we'll talk about next week about networking, we should think about building a relationship with right people, influencers, project like a manager, top leader, peers, and so on. Contractor, potential client, potential employers. You are building your relationship. Eventually, what you're having, why you're not going to be jobless again? Because number 3, number 4, number 5 gonna keep you busy. So that's most successful strategy, and you don't have to deal with this submitting online resume, which is crazy. You can submit online and compete thousands of people on one role. It's very difficult to stand out. More successful, more like a reliable strategy, build your personal brand. I understand for some of you, like it's not like a magic pill, yeah, because you need your job now. This one, what you see on the screen, is a long-term strategy. Like Sometimes it may work in 3 months, you never know. But you know, like you should understand. If you like, for example, one of you targeting for financial professional use, then you should build your personal brand about financial profession, being financial professional. Publish on LinkedIn. If it's professional, you're publishing on LinkedIn like some post, some maybe some articles. We'll talk about like in next couple slides how to build your professional brand. But before that, let's do one more exercise. You all have, if you have like phone or something, do next step. I don't want to switch my screen because in past it was kind of painful. You can Google yourself to understand your brand. As you can speak right now, Google your full name in quote. Let's say your name like Aidana Tanchbai. Just Google your name and then space, and then your town. You're not in the United States, so your town and maybe country you grew up. So if I grew up in Natra, I would be putting my in quote Daulen Zengabelov, and then space, then Antara or Kazakhstan, or like something like this. Do it right now as I speak, and you can. I'm doing right now, and you can see your search result would be your and search result, you would be results of your personal brand. If your search results demonstrating your professional page in Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn, that's a representation of your personal brand. So, and also important, it's not only you do this, yeah. Every time when you apply for certain role, other people would be recruiters or hiring managers. They're gonna Google you immediately. Sometimes they do it in LinkedIn page, or sometimes they just Google it and see results, the same results. You see, if nothing appears, like nothing, no information about you, then you don't have personal brand. I mean, you know, some people would be like very suspicious. Why has no information about you, right? And step number 2, you can do the same. Enter your name and city and country you live right now, right? And see what results you're getting. That will be information about your personal brand as your online presence or personal brand as you have right now. So, and when I do this exercise, okay, anyway, I'm gonna do it right now as you speak. Okay, because it's kind of boring talking without showing. Okay. I'm gonna open Google page and we'll do myself. Guys, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so I'll do this one. I'll put calls, I'll put Daulen. I did it last night. Say Kazakhstan. Okay, I'll put just Kazakhstan. It's fine. So as you can see on, I hope you can see on the screen immediately my LinkedIn link to my LinkedIn show up. So I am present in LinkedIn. It says my current role in Infosys, and see some of my post images. Remember I mentioned a few minutes ago about being active in certain community. My activity in PMI Kazakhstan chapter show up because I did few events over there. My personal website show up, and my like other role, I work in KimGP. I don't know why it's show up here, like some other stuff. My some video, you know, like few years ago, I cooperated with one of project manager association. I did some project for them. It's still active in my search result. It says National Project Manager Association. It's based in Moscow. So I work with them a little. We did some project. I did some like some speaking events. So that's what show up for me. I'm not. I don't say it's very impressive, but if people Google me, they see I am doing something like maybe if I build my like I'm working as software developer, but it's not best brand for software developer. So I'm more like coaching and project management. So that's exactly what you see in my results. If I can like for the minute guys. So that's very useful exercise. We try that, and you understand what is your online presence. For some of you, I see like you have issue because your name and last name is like very popular combination. Then you are losing your identity among other people. So you should think about that as well. So that's why you probably should do more efforts to be active in online. But we saw like a great example. I loved one of the example was very good, very like I Google person. I see he's active. He's doing international project. He has very good international education. He's active. I see he's diverse. He's good looking. So many good things you can learn just in 30 seconds. Yeah, it's easy. It's a first impression, like a resume. We talk about that. Okay, so let's talk about actions. We talk about LinkedIn last week. So if you want to build your successful personal brand, go ahead and join LinkedIn group, professional Slack and Telegram channels. So if you want to be a software developer, build your successful personal brand, go ahead and join. There are so many great channels in Telegram, especially in the Russian speaking in like community or international is more Slack, Meetup, some other great channels. Next step, you do your content, like it don't have to be complex content. You don't have to be looking for a lot of likes, engagement. No, you don't. You just do what you like. Even if you have one like, that's totally fine because you're not doing it for people. You're not trying to get well, it would be nice to have traction, of course, but it's not your goal. Your goal is to build a reputation. Other people, when they search you, for example, they search and see Guldanar LinkedIn page and see like every month or every 2 weeks they publish something about, I don't know, finance or about some great tips. And by the way, there are some like, if you are interested, I can send you later like topics, how to build post. It's easy. It's not difficult. And the beauty of making posts, if let's say you don't like video, you don't like publishing your photo, you don't have to. You just put post about your professional area. If you're a project manager, do post about project management, and do if you are a financial professional, do post about financial profession, like some other stuff. Keep it meaningful and be genuine. Now, sometimes you don't have to do anything. You just saw a great post, you like it, and share it. Even if you're sharing it, and if I'm a potential recruiter or hiring manager, I am checking your page. I see you're sharing. If let's say I'm in procurement, I'm looking for procurement professional. I went to the person, his page. I see he, last 6 months, he's always publishing or sharing articles about procurement. Of course, it would make me impression that here's the right person because he is interested in this profession. It's it's very obvious, yeah. Yeah, you do this like, and I know like some other people who, listen to my advice now very active, let's say in project management community. Some of people who part of my trainings, they're now active in Kazakhstan PMI and other communities. They do even speak. They become speakers, which is good. It is very smart way to proceed. Yeah. And next one. Social media. I know a lot of people don't like social media, but it's just like I said, it's up to you which way you're gonna use the social media. If you want to be active, do videos, that's fantastic. pictures, articles, that's fine, but you don't have to. And you should stick 1, 2, 3 social media. So if you go about professional development, I would recommend LinkedIn. I would recommend Twitter. We're gonna speak about a little bit about Twitter. Active, if you're IT, GitHub, no doubt, do GitHub. And I mentioned Twitter is good. And why Twitter? You know, I don't know if you guys, especially if you guys in international market like United States and Europe, all like top people, they're very active in Twitter. Twitter is a very powerful platform. Even the Russian speaking community is very active in Twitter. And I will explain why Twitter. First of all, Twitter is fantastic research tool. If you're learning something, you can learn a lot from Twitter. You can even find job vacancy, because like some company go for job board, maybe LinkedIn, maybe Indeed or Monster, or doesn't matter yet. But a lot of companies, they just publish because they are so hooked up with Twitter. They just, let's say, publish direct opening in Twitter. Like many companies do that. They just publish on their Twitter account. Like, I have a vacancy. So if you remember, we talk about if you have your dream company, try to follow this dream company in Twitter, or maybe on Twitter you can follow several companies within your industry. Yeah. So vetting, this means similar like we talk about LinkedIn. Recruiters, they check your Twitter account as well. So even if you don't have, you don't want to be very active, but keep like once a month, share articles, keep it relevant to your personal brand. Keep it like if you do project management, put some articles about project management. But if you crack this platform, you're going to be in good shape. And another reason why Twitter is good, because it's, or if you want to be on top of all trends, all news, you should be in Twitter. Like, and we are living in very dynamic environment now, as you know, like ChatGPT. Before that, like was blockchain revolution, some other stuff, or like market situation, unemployment. Before it comes to news, first it comes to Twitter, because like very smart people, all of them sitting in Twitter, and they publish information. Also, they publish vacancies. If you follow certain hashtag like Google job, or tech job, or dev job, design job, data science job, or hash hiring, you're going to be, or job opening, you're going to be on top of all vacancies. Yeah. And it's important. I mentioned like at the beginning, somebody thought, yeah, I'm not able to locate my job like for a few months. It's also important to understand what's going on in industry. If industries goes down, it might be one of the reasons why I'm not finding job. So who to follow on Twitter? You can follow your peers in your industry, influencers, companies you're trying to like to find job, people, blogs, job, and also alumni. That's also important. Okay, next, another way of building your personal brand is blogging. Why blog? Yeah, why blogging? It's a good way to demonstrate that you are a professional. People would know that you know. If you knew something, if you're able to share that, go ahead, do blogging. There are several great platforms. And by the way, one of the way when I learn coding, one of the way learn some new stuff like industry, learn coding or data science or anything else, do blogging. If you do blog, you do research, and you do great article about coding, you research, you spend a lot of time and learn. And when you publish your blog, this is you're killing several birds with one stone. You learn, you improve your personal brand, you help other people. Yeah, that's fantastic. So there are several good platforms for blogging: WordPress, Blogger, Medium. I am active in Medium. I'm not very active, but I have my account in Medium. So what I do, like trying to publish from time to time, and in my Google search, my Medium articles pops out. So again, it's but I have to pay like $5 a month to stay on my Medium as a publisher. But it's okay. I can charge it to my business. So that's a good platform you can use. Basically, that's it about today's presentation: how to build your online presence, your personal brand, and it's not like I mentioned a few times already. I am gonna reiterate again. It's not like magic pill. You should do it consistency. Consistency matters. You build a reputation, you build your personal brand, and then you enjoy results of your efforts. Like maybe in 1 or 2 years or 5 years, it doesn't matter. But it should be process what you establish. It should be your habit, and you will never know. We spoke about that. Remember our first lessons, we talk about that. You never know what's going to happen, because industry is changing so much. It's artificial intelligence. Maybe you work for the company now, but next day you becoming freelancer, and it's easy because you have a strong personal brand. They can easy to build your freelancing business. You never know what's going to happen. That's basically it, guys. If you have any question, go ahead and ask right now. Other than that, we have few minutes left. We can do some other stuff like resume or LinkedIn. Any questions? Put in chat box or ask. Yeah.
Daulen,
Yes.
just one question. For the sort of people who are doing maybe who has interest on more than one area, how they should promote their brand. For example, someone doing or working in an international area and doing something IT related at the same time. Should they separate somehow these branding strategies, or I don't know, it should be just one unified brand for them?
I think I am in that boat as well. So first comment is not good, because you are spreading your efforts and you are like missing your point. So in certain situation is not good. So my like strong recommendation to you and to myself to like select one area and just focus on that, then your likelihood of success is much higher. But I understand what you're talking about, because it's like me, it's my personal feature. I like trying new things. So I did project management, I did coaching. Now I do spend a lot of time on software development and product management. I like learning new things. So you try to build your personal brand the way it is resonating right now with you. I mean, it's not good to have several direction. But for example, I'll talk to myself about myself. So I have recently I spent a lot of time on product management because I'm building product in part of my project. So I am starting like changing a little bit my personal brand. I'm not ditching my project management because it's transferable. I'm not ditching coaching, it's also transferable. I'm not ditching my software development, which is kind of close to product management, but I am shaping my product management personal brand right now. But when I start applying, I'm not applying yet, because I am in process of learning new stuff every day. Once I feel comfortable, I'm gonna like shape whole my brand around product management. Maybe I will go ahead and do my own startup, another one, or I do some other stuff. But I'm gonna shape it around product management at a certain point of my career. But it's gonna be easy because I'm gonna build around LinkedIn. So if you check LinkedIn right now, it's very software development. I'm fine with that. It's okay. Let it be so. But yeah, so sorry for this kind of vague answer, but there is no like easy answer for that. I would recommend to focus on one area especially if you are active in a job search. But if you are like me, just keep everything in your personal brand. But I think it's important to have some connection between, not to have very disconnected interests, yeah. But it's not, you are not only there, but many people suffer from that. It's a painful. Okay, any other
Hi,
questions?
thank you.
I saw like proposal to review LinkedIn profile. I'm gonna stop recording because we're gonna look our personal data. Thanks for your
Yeah.
time, guys.
Yeah, it was mine.